Hi, this is Drew with Bike Peddler Cycling Fitness with more tech tips. Today we're going to be discussing patching inner tubes. This is a service we don't offer in the shop, but we do sell the tools necessary to do it. It's something any cyclist should be able to do on their own. First step to patching inner tube, of course, is removing your inner tube from your tire, which we've discussed in other videos. The second step is going to be locating your puncture. Easiest way is just to overinflate your inner tube. You can blow it up nice and big, it's not going to explode. Once it's overinflated, you should easily be able to find the puncture by listening to it and also feeling for the air blowing out. One thing I like to do if I'm around my house or a workbench is grab a pen or a pencil, or sorry, a pen or a Sharpie, and just put a little cross mark on there so when the tube's deflated, I know where the puncture is at. Found my puncture, I'm gonna let all the air back out of the tube because it's easiest to patch. Now that the tube is deflated, we're gonna prep our tube and our patch. First thing we need to do is sand the tube a little bit so that the adhesive has something to bite to. All patch kits come with a small piece of sandpaper or a buffing pad. Just around the puncture, very lightly, put some texture on the rubber. Once the tube is prepped with sandpaper, we're gonna take our rubber cement and our patch. Patches come with a clear piece for application, which you want to leave on there just because it's going to make it a lot easier to handle once we have adhesive on the back of the patch. So everything's all ready. We're going to take our glue, we're going to put a thin layer of rubber cement onto the back of the patch, as well as on the inner tube and the area the patch is going. Doesn't have to be super thick, just make sure it's nice and evenly coated. Now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna let these sit for a couple minutes. The glue on the inner tube and the patch is gonna have to dry a little bit. Once it dries, they're gonna stick together much better. The tube and the patch will then vulcanize together and it'll be a permanent fix. What you'll notice as it dries is the shine on the rubber cement is gonna dull. It'll go from nice and glossy to a dull finish as it dries. So we'll just give that a few minutes. Once the adhesive has gotten slightly dry and a little tacky, put your patch and your tube together and the waiting happens again. We're gonna sit here for another 60 seconds, 90 seconds. Another option for people, if you're in the middle of a ride and you don't have the time to sit on the side of the road and patch an inner tube, are glueless patches. Glueless patches are a great fix to get you home on a ride, but they're not as permanent solution to a puncture. So at this point, our patch and our tube should be fairly permanent together. This cellophane adhesive application sleeve can be removed. I generally leave it on though. It's not gonna hurt anything, and over time, if you put this back in a tire, that will wear off. But at this point, you should be able to put the tube back into the tire, inflate, and finish a ride even. So thanks again for watching. I'm Drew with Bike Peddler Cycling Fitness, and these have been more tech tips. Check back in with us next week.